The big day is finally here. Yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah, the big day. Look, what's the big day? The big day is the day that I finally, after 4 years of fantasizing about it, plant all of my 34 different types of avocados all over the San Diego property. Right there, that's Miss Linda. And up here we have Big Mup. This is one of the first generations. If you know anything about Big Mup and you've been following that story, it's been a frustrating story. But here she is. It's got to get her going. And they're a little stressed. I've neglected them a bit. And we have some other fruit trees up there that are different. But we're going to have avocados all the way around. I got 34 spaces. So not that I don't like my neighbors. They're really nice. But they won't see me. I won't see them. There'd be this big wall of green all the way around the property ultimately. And today is finally the big day where I finally, in my list of priorities, have gotten to this stage of development. And so I'm so excited. I'll give you guys a little tour when I'm all done. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So here's some of my crop that needs to be grown out and fertilized and gotten bigger before I bring it to you. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually taking some of my trees that, you know, they just didn't quite make the final cut, and for various reasons. And but the panacea always to a plant that what's going to make or break it is a plant that's struggling is just put it in the ground. Like 9 times out of 10, once it hits the ground, it just takes off. Like, look at this down here. So I'm getting my line done up here. I'll give you an explanation of what I'm doing. Here's a great plant, people, to put all around your avocados. That's Limonium perezii, and it actually will grow without any water whatsoever. Creates a really nice erosion control situation. Even when it dies out, all that vegetative material is really good decomposing for the avocados. And they do attract bees, which is nice because you want bees for your pollination. I'll show you how extreme I am. So I had a tree that just got decapitated. It's a lamb hoss. It was recently decapitated. And I'm like, you know what? This thing's probably going to sprout right back out of here. I can't sell this thing. I don't even want to grow this back. It's like it's starting to sprout down here. That's below the graft. But it will start to bud out up in here above the graft line. Looks like the graft line is, it's either here or here. It's hard to say. But anyway, if it sprouts anywhere in here, it'll be fine. It's most likely to take off. But look at this hoss, regular old hoss garden, pulled him down the corner. We're right by the airport. It's kind of fun watching the planes come in. Anyway, this one totally defoliated. The drip line had gotten kicked off of it, and nobody noticed it for a while. And it tried to freak us out, you know, with a whole bunch of leaf drop. This is when it was in a container, and I planted this last time I was here about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And look at this, just in 3 or 4 weeks, it hits the ground, and then it just explodes. It's just, I swear it's the panacea. Not only is it leafing out, look at all these flowers. We're probably going to get a bunch of avocados off this plant this year. But anyway, here's the line of trees. It actually, because every one of them is different, they're all in a very distinct arrangement. And so it took a while to lay them all out and get them all and find them all and look for basically the ugliest tree we had. Here's a cone of Charwell, but that's not cone of Charwell. That's the rootstock. That's a regular old Zutana rootstock that was trying to sprout up and take over. No one noticed this. And so the graft line is right there. Okay, and here's the good plant. Well, the real vigorous rootstock's down below, and this happens with all plants that get grafted, whereby the plant below is probably more vigorous than the one on top, and you can see what ends up happening when you let it sprout below the graft line. It grows like a rocket. Also, the seed in here is of such that these trees, when they're seeds, they really shoot for the canopy. That's their whole idea, their whole goal, whereas mature wood really, you know, spreads out and doesn't grow as rapidly. And so what we have here is mature wood on a seedling, and you can see the very different styles of growth that happen. And that's to get into the canopy and, you know, dominate the sunlight before anybody else gets there. This plant thinks it's already there because it's actually mature. But what will happen is I'll cut these off because I let them grow. It took in so much photosynthesis that a whole bunch of energy is in this tree now, and it's gonna make these guys explode. So, but this is a good example of I took the ugliest, like most problematic plants we had, and I'm gonna put them in the ground, and they're gonna take off. That way I get some value out of them because they're kind of unsaleable. As far as I'm concerned. Here's another one. This one broke off the top. Look, there's the buds coming. No problem. There's the graft line. There's a bud, and a bud, and a bud. This is a really good plant. So, yeah. Anyway, surprise party. So, going down here and just getting all my trees straightened out, making sure they're all in the right slot. And I thought I had 34 spaces. I only have 33, which caused a problem with my layout. But then, like a really good addict does, he finds more. There can never be enough. I'm going to put number 34 here, number 35, number 36 for a double row over here. So that's my new idea. Ultimately, I'll have to dig these trees up, send them up to the nursery, pot them up. These were volunteers about Mexican fan palms. Thank goodness the guy next door got rid of the big tall ones around the other side of the fence. Still have some in the neighborhood. Birds carry them in. But yeah, we're getting it done, getting it done, getting it done. Oh, looky. Cerveza. Cerveza. A whole bucket of cerveza. Okay, it's time to celebrate, everybody. Here we go. I got the avocados in the ground. This is the only way to do it. Orange in Tecate. Tecate's like the cheapest beer there is. It's cheaper than Coors. You always want to get a little dirt in your beer too. You know, you're not supposed to talk about real men anymore, but real men drink dirt in their beer like this with dirty hands. Anyway, here we go. So check it out. I've got 35 trees in the ground. I have to look at my chart to tell you what's what, but I do know that this is a really big, beautiful, giant fruit that's crazy big, like scary big. A whole bunch of these are things I'm experimenting with. We'll start selling them in the nursery. But first, I need parent plants. Look, here's one I grafted here. And there's some others that I've been growing for a while. This one is, I believe, Oro Negro. Yeah, Oro Negro. That's going to be a good one. That's not one I found. That's been around for a while. And we'll just keep going down the line. Some of them are labeled, some are not. And that's a queen right there. Look at all the buds. These things are going to explode as soon as spring hits. And here's my soil retention basin. All the water comes down here, settles in here. It doesn't exit off the property until it floods out and it goes through that pipe. And so the idea is all the sediment will settle. We'll keep most of the water on the property. In fact, we have lots of sort of dams all the way up here that form that function. Gordo Grag. This is going to be the newest, coolest avocado there is. Anyway, that one's going. This is actually just a flat out Mexicola right there, recovering. I took all the ugliest trees, I think I mentioned that, from ones I was growing because they're just going to totally take off. This is Jim Bacon. Jim Bacon right here, flowers coming out. And that's a hard one to get. No, what was that? No, that was Mexicola Grande. Here's Jim Bacon right here. We have a vacancy. We're going to get a big Black Johnson from my buddy Bill. No, I'm sorry, Jeff Earl. I know a Bill Early, and I know a Jeff Earl. Gets confusing because my brain's not as big as most people's brains. Anyway, Jeff Earl's got a really fun channel on YouTube, and he's having some fun. He lives in the Central Valley. What's this one here? That is a bacon, which means this is a fuerte. That's a surprise. I remember the layout. Believe it or not, this looks so ugly, right? But look at all the buds. It's going to explode. The panacea for all these plants is put them in the ground. Put them in the ground, they take off. This one got completely decapitated. It's going to come back. Here's a plant that I got at Walmart, a fruit, this big crazy tropical fruit, and it's from the Dominican Republic. And so I germinated it, and we'll see what happens to it. It might take a few years to fruit, but it'll be a fun experiment. Here's a Helen. Who else do we have? Right here, let's see, we have Julia, got all the girls' names. And this one is a Kona Charwell. This is Mayo and Edrinol, which means next up is Edinger, because I get them confused. And I'm not sure this one, the label's down on it. It's a little muddy down there. But my irrigation's working really well. That's a Carmen Haas. This is a Haas Rio. Don't know much about it other than it was highly recommended to me. Here is a regular Haas. Here is the best experiment to see if you can resurrect something. That is, when I was planting it, I broke the top off. It was already struggling. That's a Lamb Haas. So I have a feeling that's gonna make a full recovery. We'll see. Give peace a chance. Then you've got your reed, you've got your Nabel, and then you've got your Gem Dwarf, Holiday Dwarf, and Wirtz Dwarf. It's also called Little Cotto. So the dwarfs will be up here. I don't want anything too extremely huge here. I do want to have big trees down there to kind of give some privacy. But now we're gonna have privacy across the whole entire property. And that's a big moment here. I've been working on this place for 4 years, and I've had this idea in my mind the whole time, but there were other things that were more pressing to do. One thing that's really cool is that when I first got here, I kind of did this upper tier so I can grow all the plants out here. These are all avocados, different varieties, growing them up. Check out this mango. It's December and it's pushing growth. So pretty. Look at this brand new growth. Look at that. Ooh, look, it's even trying to fruit in the middle of December. But what gave me lots of inspiration are my citrus over here. Look at this. I planted these, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. A couple of them are lingering, you know, protesting a little bit. This one over here. But they'll kick into gear here soon. But check these other ones out. Oh, boom. Look at that. I can't remember. I think that's a navel orange. I'm not sure, but it's heavily fruiting. This was just a little guy not long ago. And this one here going off. Look at this fruit cluster. Jeez, that's a lot of oranges. This one, no fruit whatsoever, but it's growing. It's got some funky funk, but it's making headway. I don't spray anything. I don't do anything. Another type of orange here. It's getting huge. And then this is some kind of a Mandarin here. This actually does have some fruit on the back side. Back down there, I should probably pick that. It might be ripe right now. But that right there is another type of Mandarin. I'd have to go and see what it's all about. But then, here's my favorite part of all. Look at this. Boom, my lime. So I must make a confession, people. Look, this thing's loaded and it's going to get tons more fruit. I will never have to go off property to get another lime. So let me make a confession. There's a property down the street with like about 20 lime trees that are next to the road, and they never harvest them. And there's just enough slope where when the limes hit the ground, they roll to the edge of the road. And so I've been going down there every time I come and grabbing all these limes and they're really, really good limes. And I was going to offer the people something, you know, but I've never seen them there. It's like there's nobody there. It's weird. But if that's your house, I apologize, but I don't think you missed the limes that were basically going to mold off and go to waste anyway. But look, there's 2. These are the first 2 limes getting off this tree. Oh my gosh, these look awesome. I need to do something special with these. Gotta see what to do with these. In fact, I'm gonna go, look at the Pyrostegia. I'm gonna go see if Blake is home, because Blake should have his own lifestyle channel. This guy like eats so well and cooks and has all these drinks he makes and all these exotic things. And I just keep drinking Tecate. It makes me feel like a kind of a simpleton. But and Blake's extremely younger than I am, so he doesn't. I don't have. He doesn't even have the excuse of not having experience. I have lots of experience, and I still don't live as well as him. Let's see if he's home. Let's see. Let's not. Look at all the plants I planted for Blake. Isn't that awesome? Little succulent collection. And garbage can. Dude, check this out. Check this out.
Oh, shit.
The very first limes on the property.
Some freshies.
The very first lime. So I'm thinking we got to do something like special with these. And I'm thinking,
I have just the thing to celebrate.
I think you're the guy that's always talking about all these new things you're doing. Here you go. You probably have to wash them off a little bit.
Yep.
Got something we can do?
All right, I'll be right back with something.
All right. Blake's coming back. We'll see what he comes back with. And I'm going to sit by the pool here, wait and see what comes my way.
First harvest of the property calls for a special treat.
What do you have this time?
What we've got here
Wait.
is some straight, old school
Conejo. That's a rabbit.
mezcal.
Oh, nice.
Check out this design right here.
That looks eerily familiar, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Wait, hold it right here. Look.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty cool. Did you do that by design? You're really getting into the theme here.
Let's try the cup next to it.
Oh yeah. No, it's the same coloration. It's got the same blue lines, top and bottom. Yep, you definitely.
Mexican.
How come you don't have a lifestyle channel on YouTube?
Maybe I should
You
start,
should start one, yeah. So you even got the custom ice cubes?
Yeah, the custom ice cubes to preserve the flavor in the mezcal.
Okay.
And we can keep the smokiness.
Nice.
So check this out.
Okay,
400
got?
rabbits mezcal.
Wait, it takes 400 rabbits to make one bottle?
Oh, for sure. The blood of 400 rabbits.
Because how did they get, because it's funny because it's not red at all. It's totally clear, it looks like in there. But that's a beautiful label. So what do you know about this tequila? Anything?
400 rabbits. According to native Mesoamerican religious traditions, the priests were the only ones who could establish a channel of communication with the gods. To achieve it, they practiced the ritual of drinking beverages made from agave. Such drinks were exclusively for religious ceremonies and for the spiritual elite.
That's like us.
Exactly. The gods of the drinks were called collectively Senson Tochinen, 400 rabbits. The number 400 was synonymous with innumerable and uncountable. It is believed that the spirit of the 400 rabbits carries on to this day in each bottle of this fine mezcal.
All right. Well, you know what we're celebrating? So I didn't tell you. I finished the whole avocado grove. They're there. Yeah. It's going to be a little bit until you start, getting chubby like me from all the avocados that you're eating. But they're in the ground at least.
Aguacate.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay. So this is how you do this. You get your nice big square ice cube.
Well, that fits almost. Yeah.
Get her in. If it fits, it ships.
All right. Boom.
Yep. Preserve the flavor. Then you get your bunny rabbit mezcal.
Right. You have to have, the tequila match your pool tile, whatever pool tile you might have. All right.
About a shot, maybe a little bit more. Right over the ice cube.
Nice.
And we keep it simple. Little ice, little mezcal, and some fresh limes from the estate. Sounds like a good cocktail.
Does anyone else think that Blake needs his own lifestyle channel? He just got home from work. We need to get you like a Mexican shirt or something.
Right.
To pull off the whole thing here. All right, here goes Blake. Here's the very first lime on the property. We're going to be living the Mexican dream.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, limes aren't native to Mexico, but they made them famous. They're native to Asia, but the avocados are native to Mexico. So it's all about Mexico here. It's all Mexican themed.
Mexican blue.
Mexican
blue cup,
architecture. Even my skin color is almost, it's getting there. It's almost pretty much there. All right, so let's do it. Let's try this.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Or
yeah.
should I say amigo?
Yeah. There we go.
Smoky goodness.
That's really good.
That's absurd.
There's so much taste to it. You just have to let it sit on your lips a little bit and just ever so slowly sip it. I don't know why everybody wastes the tequila. It's just like a shot,
Yeah, you got to taste it.
Just got to taste it. All right, pretty much that's the whole story. Thanks, Blake. And hopefully we'll have as many avocados as we have limes.